Hello and welcome to episode 64 of our Timberborn Update 6 Waterweavers playthrough, cycle 75, day 14. Coming up on a drought cycle, and like many episodes before this, we're in a completely perfect, well maybe not perfect, but perfectly fine space in terms of food and water supply. We're lacking in science, and we're lacking in some efficiency and all these other things we have to take care of. And of course, those are collectively a very long process, so we need to just keep on moving on and maybe tackle some other things we've been putting off for mostly the entire playthrough and just get something accomplished today. That's the goal. So, triple speed, and let's talk about what we have to get done. I saw a comment that I liked last episode that said we should do something about this mountain. Just flatten it down and do anything else with this space, like growing additional trees or farming or something like that. We also, long time ago, mentioned putting in bad water diversion all the way over here so we didn't have to worry about this area becoming as contaminated. Now, we can't do anything about this. This is always going to have bad water coming out. So I question if that's still a great idea or not. We'll see what happens. One thing we can definitely do, because all of this water is very soon going to go away, is we can take these two large water wheels, even though together in a temperate cycle they're contributing about 1100 HP. We can take these out, we can put some dams back in here, which is going to raise our water level and make it a little easier for everything else to do what it needs to be doing. So that's what we're going to do. Those are gone. You're welcome. And since it is going to be dry, we shouldn't have to worry about much of anything. We'll just pop in two of these right here, and I believe they should be able... Maybe not. Maybe they can't access all the way across here. Well, all I have to do to get them able to actually construct this is pop in two more platforms like this, then they can walk on by and put these in place. That's going to make things a little bit better. And then we can probably, since we have dirt, one single dirt. Well, I thought we had more than that. I was saying we could narrow this and then put some bigger stuff in place. But now would be the time. If we're going to do something like that, it definitely would be now. So, for us to properly take advantage of this, long term, yes, it would make sense for this to be actually dirt, so we could build other stuff on top of it, but it wouldn't be that hard for us to just put in one of these levees here and then put another dirt, say, here, and then another dirt here, and another dirt here, so on and so forth, just to make this a little bit more feasible. Doing this would allow us to have this entire channel completely taken care of. Water flow should still be fine going through a 4-wide. I don't anticipate it being an issue. Now, this does also represent 6,000 dirt, and we don't have 6,000 dirt. Part of the reason being, we don't have drill bits. We have somehow run out of drill bits, because somebody made bad choices. That's never happened before. So, I believe what I will have to do is put this back on drill bits, because this is the fastest way to do it, and just let it be what it's going to be. And in here, we are still waiting for the pilot's license. Oh boy, are we waiting for the pilot's license. But you'll notice what we don't have in here is endothermic essence. You know why? Because now, well, it was in here, it's been used, but we do finally have a gas tank for the endothermic essence. That's something that I did either last episode or the one before that. I can't remember exactly when I do these once a week. We also over here have balloon trader landing pads that we are attempting to get constructed so we can have more sky exploration. We can have more of these things like seashells so we can make other stuff. It is just a whole lot that we've got to do, and you already know what I'm going to say, so I don't need to say it. This one over here is supposed to be making processors, but has run out of silicon metal ingots, which are supposed to be made over here. And this is not making anything. Well, actually it is. It's 48% of the way through. Excuse me, I was incorrect. Now we should be able to do this one just fine. We're still pretty low on logs, which now they're going to put a whole bunch of logs in these things, which we don't technically need. to have built right now, but it's definitely, you know, something that's worth doing. We already messed with this, but I do like the idea. If we can manage it to blast this mountain down, obviously this, you know, this bit in the center here we can't do anything with. Everything outside of that, so this very, very, very top bit we can't touch. And now I got MC Hammer in my head. But we can take the rest of this out. Just have to figure out the best way to get up there. I gotta hide this so I can actually see a couple more things. I probably should hide this too, but you know how that goes. Let's see. See, I really should have planned this out. Let's try to get up here. These bushes we probably don't need, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm going to start getting rid of that. And then the ladders are kind of expensive. But you know what? We actually have... We don't have a ton of metal. We have a decent quantity of metal. Might actually be faster because we don't have to have logs for that. I'm just thinking out loud as one does. We just need to be able to get rid of all of this stuff. I'm not going to worry about being super anal retentive with cutting trees down. But it's probably better for us to just give them a fair shake in terms of can they get these trees cut down. We do need it. We do need all of those trees. I don't necessarily need to cut the brambles down. I'd rather just not have those, period, point blank. And those also take a supremely long amount of time. But if we can do it during this, I think this thing here, that'd probably be a better way to do this. So we can kind of kill two birds with one stone. Get this over here. We can get that way. If I can get this removed, then I can very easily just pop in a regular staircase. Well, once that's done. And then get this tree out, which means I can then get over here. We shouldn't have to do too much in the way of ladders or anything like that. We just have to, you know, be able to do it. And I should have, that is a gatherer flag. I should have a lumberjack flag that can reach most of this. But probably the easiest thing to do is just to stick one of these guys, maybe not right there because that's going to be in the way, maybe right there. So we'll get that situated. That should work once that's all done. I think we're looking okay. We've got nuclear fuel. We've got enough of that for whatever we need to be doing here. That's still not finished in the corner. What's it waiting on? Planks and pine resin. See, that was the other thing we got into trouble with, not having enough pine resin. And then I said, oh, well, I'm going to plant more pine trees. And I did. And then we still have not really gotten that much benefit from it. But we will. Probably. Oh, they sucked this dry quick. That was not something I had anticipated being a problem. Fun, fun, fun with the Waterbeavers. Always, always, always. Alright, so this is getting constructed here. We're getting that built from above, funnily enough. They can take that tree out. That should still be in range. I did mark all these, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's going to help us get over there. And of course our objective is to get all of this completely removed, like I said, except for this bit that is directly adjoining the water sources, because you know that's going to be a bad idea. But mainly this area on this side, there's a substantial amount of room that we could regain by taking this out. But I'm not going to have this trained on that for this entire time. This has been put in place, which is very good news. This, of course, is, well, it is what it is. Just letting them do what they got to do. If I'm able to get this, I know I don't have enough logs right now. If I'm able to replace all of these with the large water wheels, which we easily could do if we just slightly remapped all of this, I think that would be a good idea. We've got all of these bamboo things. We had a huge problem for a long time with not having enough bamboo shoots, but hopefully, I mean, we've more than doubled the amount of unbelievably tall bamboo we've had over here in the last couple of episodes. But you can kind of tell that we still don't have enough. We only need 6 more sky exploration to finally start making pilot's license, which is thankfully going to give us access to airships once we have all this other stuff in place as well. I'm pretty sure we're most of the way there. Except I need to have more solar cells. That was another thing we were, I think, trading for. Or we could trade for. I don't remember if I have the balloons for that. I don't. It's one of those things I could make in one of these buildings. It wasn't this one. Was it the factory with all the other stuff? It was. This is making laboratory glassware. I've got 21 of those. If I change this one to solar cells. Ah, the silicon metal ingots. That's why we're not able to make these fast enough. 81%. Then we get 3 of those. And this is, of course, bot assembler waiting on processors. I've got 51. This is chewing up a lot of endothermic essence, which once again we need to have more minty bamboo shoots to be able to produce. I don't really know that I can put much more... Wow, these things got absolutely everywhere, didn't they? I don't know that I have really much more room to put any more of these minty bamboo shoots anywhere, to be perfectly honest with you. I think this is about the maximum reach without flooding anything over here. Yeah, see, that was the reason why I wanted to put stuff over here, but you know how that goes. And then, of course, we have glowing fluid, which is not nearly enough of a thing. And these are waiting on frozen human meat. All of them are waiting on frozen human meat that's coming in here. Why does this one not have... Okay. 99, 100%. Just a moment here. There we go. Look, we're getting it. It's just slow. Oh, yeah, and then we got these things. So, I'm kind of in two places with this. I said a long time ago that it would be kind of fun to fill these with water. And then I know there's at least a couple of you who still want to see that. And then I did see some comments saying that, oh, this is like one of the stupidest things you could ever do to put stuff in here. It's a huge waste of time. So I'm going to ask everyone to weigh in on this. I think it would be fun, but I also recognize that that is probably not something we should be focusing on if we ever want this to finish. So I'll let you guys think about that. We got 2 days left. Starting to run a little lower on water. I did say that I needed to put in a little bit more. I don't have the ability to put another thing here. I could put one here, but then I'd have to move this florist, which is making lotus flowers, very, very poorly. Very slowly. I only have 18. Now I have a 6. Yeah, I don't have enough of these. So this is supposed to be having lotus flowers harvested. This large farmhouse is also taking nenuphars. We probably don't want it to be taking nenuphars, but we also need them to do this, so I can't really get rid of that. So this is really the only other thing here. Where's my gatherer flag for these? Do I have a gatherer flag? Because that's fermentation house that's paused, because I didn't want to use all my bramble flowers or my kimchi. Or to make kimchi. This is in the other district also. So that's the other thing. How many times have you heard me say this? We just got so much going on we can't possibly hope to keep up. So these are drying out. They have to be removed. I just... You know, it's a thing. Oh, that's a building, not a resource. There we go. I want that one. I need them to take care of this. We can quadruple drop. I think is going to be the easiest thing right here. I'm not worried about taking this out because this also deflects bad water. I just need to be able to get something in here. And I have 233 dynamite, that is. So that's something. This technically could go. I'm going to leave it in place. I'll just take here to here. And that can all be quadrupled out. Honestly, this is probably something I should time-lapse, but I don't want to commit to time-lapse just quite yet, because I know there's still some other stuff that we do need to be taking care of. Haven't built this because we're waiting on logs. We already knew that was going to be a thing. These quadruples in here. That's fine there. This is another quadruple here. This still hasn't been finished, really? Well, I don't really have the means to do anything else besides here. There we go. That's going to allow me to get over to this area, which is going to allow me to get, well, I guess just these three. That can be another, that could be another quadruple drop, make it a little bit easier to get this stuff taken out. And that's dead. Why can't I place anything on it? Or can I not? I can't put dynamite on a thing that has a walkway on it. Alright, well, that's going to be an interesting problem for us to solve then, isn't it? Not sure what I'm going to do about that. But for the time being, I can definitely get these other two taken care of. Okay, they got rid of that, which means that can be a double and a double. I don't need this after they put that in place. This is ready to go. I think I can just blast this now with absolutely no problem. So B for boom. There we go. Look at all that. Yes, I left that on purpose. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So I know during bad tides this is going to be poisoned to nobody's... I don't know where I was going with that, but same kind of deal. Is this going to be a good opportunity for me to put in just regular stairs? Probably yes. Get up there. That's ready. B for boom. That can go away. That can go away. So look at that. We've made some nice progress with that. I think we should be good to go getting into cycle 76. I just need to be able to get this in, which I'm not going to be able to do if this is set like this. And I probably shouldn't get rid of this until I can get over here to do kind of the same stuff. Still don't have a lot of logs. And I've been trying to put other stuff on top of these forever, but I don't have enough glowing fluid to do it. You know how it goes. How are we looking here? Oh, yes, we're 26% of the way to the pilot's license. Let's go. Still don't have enough minty bamboo shoots. I gotta do something about the minty bamboo. So, the range that we can get from here is basically out to here. If I were able to get that taken care of, I don't think I can actually see any of this. No, because we're in update 6. We don't have the same kind of peel away. Because I got to get these guys over here to get this bramble mess out of the way. Oh, how I hate the brambles. I also hate that I can't see anything. So I don't know. I can't get anybody in here unless I bring them down from basically right about here. And I think the only way that is going to be a viable thing... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm going to have to put all the way over, like, right here. I'm going to have to blast a hole down with dynamite just so I have some way to build a staircase for these guys to get in here. But that is going to pose a problem because I don't have... Wait a minute. I could just put a path on top of this. There's already one right here. Oh, so they can actually get down here. Okay. We have no problems. We just have way too many of these stupid things everywhere. Oh boy. I wish I was one of those people that could use 100% of their brains all the time. It was not to be. Okay, so this should help us retain a lot of water over here. And this has already been fixed. We're going to get that back. Okay. Yeah, see, we're looking okay over here. Did I mark this? Is this able to reach? It is not. Okay, so this one can get moved. That lumberjack flag can get popped in. Oh, I don't know. I guess that was... Honestly, that's probably one of the better spots for it. Pathwise. I'm going to need them to come up and just demolish these before they spread anywhere. There's no possible way I can do much of anything else with this area without doing that. So, tall platform. We have 100 logs. Okay, I'm not going to be beholden to this anymore. Just get these trees out of here. Some of this I can detonate. I guess probably out to about here would make sense. Remember, this is our quad dynamite zone. So I'll tell you what, I'll do this. I'll put that there. It's going to still keep it separated. Just enough. This right here, because that's dead. Come on. Click in the spot I want you to click. Thank you. That'll get rid of that. And then I've got space. Try to be careful what I put where. It's not going to let me do that without having a path. So if I have that go there, that should let them actually get to most of this. Yeah, so I'm not going to need it to get rid of that, but I am going to need to get rid of that. And then I'll leave this. I have to leave this wall in place here, so I know this is about as much as I can get rid of. So this is triple territory. These three right here. And then this here is double territory. Those two. And then all of this, which means this is single territory, but I can't really get rid of it because I don't have a way to get down there, which means this is fine, this is fine. This is fine. This is going to probably stay exactly like it is until I can get something going up to it. That's fine. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay, so this didn't take nearly as much time as I originally thought it would. That's good. That's good to know. They are going to take their time getting to that, I'm sure. Progress on this is 53%. Progress on the next pilot's license, unfortunately, is going to be a very, very slow one. So, since we're about to have a pilot's license, I'm going to cancel construction of these two. I'm going to claim all those materials because trading balloons, even though it's 20,000, if I put a single airship in, just one, I can replace theoretically almost all of this trade with a single airship. There is the one thing we can't get is the foreign food in the combined one, but it would give us in the same time frame or less the frozen human meat, the grubs, the seashells, which we don't even have at all, and the pineapples and the coconuts. So I think that's going to be what we need to do. Of course, we still need another 6,000 science to do it. Actually 5,000. We just ticked over to 15. So that's good. But I need to figure out... Okay, that's about the same size. Does that have to go on top of a... Has to go on top of a building. What building does it go on top of? Huh. Well, I guess I can figure that out later. We can't even build it yet. So this is going to get us sky exploration once again. You know how it goes. But I'm excited to have finally have a pilot's license. Processors once again waiting on silicon melting. Alright, 52% through the next one. More scrap metal. Can I justify making this one make silicon metal ingots as well? The answer to that question is probably no. I'll tell you what we do need, though, is we do need more storage for drill bits. We have a tremendous need for drill bit storage. I'm going to put in 2 more of these glorious storages right here and right here. Because I don't ever want to run out of drill bits again. That's very annoying. Where's the library? There it is. Brain boosting salts. We can't boost anybody's brains if there's no salts. Don't do drugs, kids. Okay, this is waiting on nothing. It has stuff. Okay. Making ice blocks. We already knew we needed that. Maybe I should swap this over to brain boosting salts also, so we stop using so much endothermic essence that we need for other things. That probably should have done that a long time ago. How are we looking over here? Okay, that's improving. So this is doubles. I thought I got rid of these. Okay, well that's going to be something we can fix real quick. Get that out. That is a triple, right? Yes, okay. Double here, double there, double everywhere. I'm going to have to get rid of that as soon as that's convenient. Yeah, I'm going to have to come up to get to these, which is fine. And then I'll probably take the rest of this down one more. Alright, so this actually isn't taking as much time as I thought, which is good. It's going to give us more space. Probably going to have to expand this tree farm. Because as much as I would love to have the free farms fully automated, we are not going to be able to do that, most likely. That's fine. We'll come back to that. Water levels up here are much higher. Power output, unfortunately, is much lower. But I think... Oh, hey, they finished this one. Nice. I think that is slowly going to improve. Yeah, I don't have enough logs to really justify doing this quite yet. But we will. We will. And of course, you know, the ultimate power we have is the Abyssal Nuclear Reactor, which is, of course, 35,000 science, and has to go on top of here, and we have to have the outflow and all of that fun stuff. That's a very, very long way away. Don't need to worry about it yet. 81% of the pilot's license, looking fine. That's fine. Are we still... Oh, actually, no, this is working. Maybe, honestly, I should just start building this next mega platform and just deal with it. But I'd forgotten the problem with this is you have so much stuff going on, you can't ever remember what you're doing. Okay, glowing fluid is 7 different buildings. Okay, of course, we can get runes exploration. We already knew that. Well, yeah, I'm just going to start building this again. We can't wait. If we keep waiting forever, then, you know, nothing's going to get accomplished. So I should be able to... Yes. It's only 50 glowing fluid. I know they can do it. As long as I've got enough of these... I've got 160 of these. Okay. That should be fine. If I pause this, do the other buildings stop working that are attached to it? I don't think so. But I'm just gonna keep this paused for a little bit. We'll see what happens. Close over here, 69%. All right. Okay, I've got space right here for more double. How do I keep missing these? Just reliably, just missing things to get rid of. Once again, I can't really. Well, I guess I could, but I'm not gonna take the risk. And once this is done, then I can get rid of that, and then I can put that. Alright. Just have to make sure I don't miss any pieces of this, because it's going to be annoying to do this without having good access. Nothing else over here. I'm not going to worry about these. Even though I probably could. Maybe I should have gone up here to get rid of this, but at this point I don't really care anymore. Okay, just need this one to get taken care of. They're not going to do that today. We'll come back and check on that. So this is next, that's after that, and then these don't have any dirt going. We are making dirt, though, and that's good, and I have 40 drill bits. That should be enough for right now. This is set to make solar cells. It still can't make any, because we don't have silicon metal ingots. That's oh, I have 32 of those. What am I doing? I don't need solar cells. Gold bars. You can make gold bars now. That seems like the least damaging thing to do. Oh, it gets a science too, I forgot. Because we know gold bars go into a couple different things. We can make more statues. We have other things. I think technically we haven't made the pointer statue. That one actually doesn't require gold bars. But it does take 50 metal. But that is... Alright, you know what? We're going to have to build one of these pretty soon anyway. This is a very, very busy part of the map. So if I were to put right about here, I should be able to get just about every beaver. Or most of them. Unless I put this here, would also probably get just about every beaver. Anybody going to get that probably would be fine. Alright. I'll put that there. Why not? Alright, is this finally ready? Okay, ladder's got to go away. These doubles, yes. That's going to go there. And I am going to detonate all of this in real time, and then I think it's probably going to be time-lapse time again. But I know you guys like seeing that, so that's fine. Who's going to bring the explosives in? Anybody. Anybody at all. Or we decided that's not important enough? I'll tell you what I need to do that I completely forgot to do is deprioritize the terrain blocks, or else they're going to take their sweet time doing everything else. Should have done that from day one. Now we've taken care of that. But yeah, gravity battery is also something we should do at some point over here. I saw somebody suggest to put gravity batteries hanging off of the mechanized kitchen house. There is a little something in the way in the back here preventing that. But I could hang one off the side here, as long as I decide that's exactly what I want to do, and I don't need to have any more of these. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to have more of these, so I'd like to avoid any more nonsense if I possibly can. Alright, did they get that place? They did. Now it's time for this one, which needs to be a triple. And then that is the last one I need to put in before I can get rid of that. Thinking that's probably fine. Okay, they are technically harvesting lotus. What it looks like over here, unless I'm just completely insane. It's always an option. Are we using lotuses for anything in this district? I don't think so. Alright, I need to have somewhere... Oh, nothing's right there. Guess what's going to go there? That's right, it's a gatherer flag to get all of these lotuses. Lotus flowers, that is. Alright, there we go. That's in place. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. Get this double in there. And then the really hard thing is going to be putting something up here, because I know I can't build one of these on top of something that is actively being demolished. So what I'm going to have to do, and hope this works, overhang walkway here, and then I can't go around that. I guess, yeah. Cheapest way to accomplish this is just going to be a stack of platforms. I think it's probably the only real thing we can do. Just as a reminder, there is still going to be other stuff we have to do after we're done with this. This is just going to be the simplest, least stupid way of accomplishing this. And remember, this in Waterbeavers, we don't have extract or anything. This is just stacks of dynamite, so it really doesn't matter which I put down, regular, double, or triple. The quadruple is the same price as the triple, so there is a little bit of an advantage to using that when you can, but otherwise it doesn't matter. So if I just did this one by one, then the only thing we're wasting is time, which, you know, is kind of an important thing not to waste, but you know where I'm going with this. I just need these guys to hurry up. Wait, they got this put in place? How did they do that? Okay, well, if that's going to be the case, then you know what that means. It means problem solved. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And put those singles in there. This no longer needs to be a thing. So that can go, that can go. This is the desired height for all of the rest of this. And all I've got to get them to do is come over here and take care of this. And then we're going to have one big B for boom, and then we're going to have to time-lapse some science acquisition so we can do some of this other stuff. While we're waiting on that, is there anything else I can really do? Not really. Not really. We just have to keep getting stuff done. Okay, making planks. We have 1,300 planks. I guess that is fine. I know I need to have more of these. Need to have a place to put them is the eternal problem. Tell you what I can do. I have access over here, right? Do I? Probably don't. I can do it from inside the river. This is going to be possibly a little bit of an irritating thing here, but putting that there, should I figure out a way to get them up there? Guess we'll just do that. It's going to allow me to put one more of these over here. Just remove that. That's the wrong category. Yeah, that'll get the power in the back there. And ugly solution, yes, but it is still a solution after all. Alright, are we ready? Aye aye, Captain. Alright, B for boom. Neat. That's a lot of space gained back, and we're not quite done yet. But that should be, for right now, good enough for us to do just about everything else that I've already talked about doing. I'm going to put a staircase up here so I can get rid of these, so I can blast this down. We need to absolutely, positively get rid of these brambles before there is any chance of that spreading and becoming a huge, huge pain in the butt. And then I'm going to take this down, maybe this down another 2 blocks, so it's level with this. I should be able to do just about everything else. See, these things sneak up on you. They sneak up on you, and if you let it get too bad, then, well, you're screwed forever. Now I have to babysit this, because you know what's going to happen as soon as I stop. It's going to be a terrible, terrible, awful, horrible thing to try and take care of. Oh, no, 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 no. You're not leaving that there. You are not leaving that there. You better get back here. Get that thing out of here, or so help me. Okay, that's probably got to go as well. Let's give them a staircase. Yeah, just get rid of that. Come on, autosave. Yeah, get rid of that too. And berry bushes also need to go. I know we probably don't need to do it this way, but it's fine. Those berry bushes need to go. Yeah, we're going to get rid of all of these. So that's going down 1. This is going down 2. We still have 213. Yeah, remember when I said I was going to time-lapse this and I didn't do it? Yeah, me too. Let's see. They don't have access via a path here, so probably going to have to give that to them so they can do everything they want to do. Doubles once again. And this whole thing. Yeah, you know what? I can't subject you guys to this. That'll be time-lapse stuff I'll take care of. Let's see. Pilot's license. We actually do have one, and I can't make another one until I have somewhere to stick pilot's licenses. So that is going to have to go in a scroll display, which I'm just putting here because it's a place that exists. And there we go. Pilot's license can go in there. And yeah, I don't want to wait for this. I don't think we can really afford to wait for it. So let's just do science points. Maybe they'll go through all of our food and it'll be a horrible cataclysm. I don't know, but we need science, so I kind of just have to let them do that. This is waiting on gears. How do I not have any gears? Oh, because I keep swapping these back and forth. I definitely don't need that, so let's do that. Man, minty bamboo shoots are still a problem. It seems almost impossible that that's still a thing. I still don't have brain boosting salts? What are you guys doing over here? Ah, strong alcohol. Okay, well who's making the strong alcohol? Where's my distilleries? Where's my distilleries? I don't see anybody over here who is distillery shaped. Well, that's why we have this tab. Distillery, distillery, distillery. I have 3. Okay, this one over here is supposed to be making strong alcohol out of chestnut beer. This one here is making endothermic essence out of that. That's fine. And this is making pollution resistance factor out of brain-stimulating mushrooms and has nothing else to do. So it seems to me like this could be making strong alcohol out of chestnut beer. Or, wait, is this in that other district? It is. Well, we're also making chestnut beer in here, so I guess that's fine. We'll figure it out. Just wish I could do all of this with one district. It's so much easier. Okay, they're still not able to do all of this. I guess that hasn't been a priority for them. All right, I need capital N need to just time-lapse this. So I guess that's what I have to do here. I know it's, you know, I don't even need to say this anymore. If you stuck with this series into episode 64, you're obviously fine with how we're doing things, but I still have this, like, biological need to profusely apologize for existing, so you know how it is. We're going to let them just make some science, get some stuff accomplished. Hopefully nothing goes horribly, horribly wrong, and if it does, I guess it'll be funny, but I'm going to do my best to get some more stuff blasted out here, expand this tree area, and do what I can, because, you know, it's just one of those things. See you in just a little bit. Alright, so let's put this back in single speed for a moment here. We've managed to flatten the mountain, quote-unquote, as much as I think is reasonably possible at this point in time. And we do have a lot more space to plant trees on. Some of it is irrigated. It is not poison-proofed, but it is irrigated. And I don't want to put any more trees in until I'm sure exactly what's going to happen with all of our bad water here. How much this is going to pollute once that starts. So we're going to wait and see on that. But this, I feel like, is pretty good progress for right now. We do need to make sure before this bad tide starts... oh, hey, they just finished that. Nice. We pause these terrain blocks so that we don't have these guys constantly going in here to get poisoned, if at all possible. And in terms of power generation, yeah, we're pretty significantly low here. So we may want to pause, especially because we have a huge, huge surplus of planks at the moment. Pause stuff like this advanced sawmill that's consuming a lot of power. Make it a little bit easier for us to have some sort of success here. And I think, yeah, see, look how much more space we've got over here. That's good. We build this thing, not yet. It's waiting on... Of course it's waiting on gold dust. How could I forget? I had this set to make gold bars, and now all of our gold dust is doing gold dust things. So I'll just set that back over to metal blocks, and they should be able to take the rest of the gold dust and stick it there. Did they finish this? They did, they did, they did. Okay, now, what do I put on top of here? If you guessed, what's it called? You're correct. Trees. Everblossoms of the farm variety. I don't really know if it's a great idea at the very end of a temperate cycle to start building something that requires 1,000 water, so maybe we should wait. But what I can for sure do is put in what's needed to get up to this next level. Feel pretty confident in that. That's always on the second level there to get the power in. Vertical T intersection there. Cool. Alright, and now we're up to 17,000 science. We're attempting very slowly to make some of the ENS. And of course we don't have enough brain boosting salts, which we're relying on strong alcohol production, which we can't really make that quickly. So maybe that's one of those things I just need to make another distillery. And, oh, man. I'm going to have to go for the sake again, aren't I? Alright, distillery, it's time for you to distill. Where's the door? Where is the door on this? Okay, I'm going to have to... Tell you what, I don't need these staircases anymore. Just fill this in. Be an easy thing to do. It's actually cheaper to do this if you don't have any logs. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. Pop that thing in right there. Give it a distillery right there. Have that set to half-fermented sake gets turned into strong alcohol, and that should help. Yeah, so we just run strong alcohol, that's all it is. Alright, we got 54 bots, which is great. Processors are being very slowly made. We're waiting on silicon metal ingots. I really need to have more of those. I can't really spare any more beavers to work on the high temperature foundries, but I probably am going to have to, honestly. If I get 20 beavers in there, that makes those go a lot quicker. Just have to be able to do something with all the beavers that I now have to stick somewhere else. Man, I hate to just keep building more and more and more and more housing, because then that's more mouths to feed, but... Ugh. Well, you know as well as I do that we just kind of have to do it. So, keeping in mind what we're working with here. If I have the same recipes go here, then I don't need to have any more storage, so I don't need to worry about it being anything else there. Now, pit and ladder lodges are pretty great. I don't know that I need any more builders, per se. You can never have too many haulers. That is, seems to be the theme song of this entire game is you need more haulers always, and if you don't have enough haulers, then that's why you have all your problems. So we'll just build 2 more of those. Why not? Might as well. And of course we have bad tide coming in. We've already mitigated it about as best as we can for this. We got pretty much full storage on water. We probably could use another one of these giant buried tanks. Honestly, I just don't know where to stick it. But I'm very interested to see what happens here. So let's get this on triple speed and see just how much is polluted. Because if it's not a lot, then I'm just not going to worry about it. But if it's most of this, we're going to have to put in one of those irrigation stations with the repelling mess. But I'm hoping I can get away without doing that. And then I can put in one of those super fertilizing irrigation tower baths and get a bunch of bonuses for everything. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Okay, this has now been lowered, so there should be minimal poisoning occurring here. I think it's fine. That's just an artifact of whatever that is raised up. That's already nasty. Nobody's coming through here. Although it is pretty nice we already have those done. That means I can block that up real fast. Okay. Now here, I don't see poison. I just see no irrigation. And at this point, this has been fully transformed over. Friends, that is fantastic news. Because specifically, I get to build one of these super fertilizing irrigation tower baths, which is going to be tremendously helpful for all of this over here. And I believe it would be to my benefit to stick it probably... Oh, see, I really should have gotten rid of that one. I know. Somewhere saying, I told you to get rid of that and you didn't do it. It's like, well, you probably don't sound like that. I should do you a better service than that. But that's where I'm going to stick it. I'm sure you have somewhere you'd like to tell me to stick something, but that's fine. Where is... I have 13. Good. So, how does one get up to the top of this? Well, if I want to use a whole lot of metal, I make ladders. If I want to use less metal but more of everything else, then I can make a whole bunch of spiral staircases. I think for everyone's combined sanity, it's best if I just ladder. It's only 5 of them, too. I don't know why I thought it was going to be such a big deal. But I can just go straight in there. They can use it for recreation. This will also be good irrigation. And then, friends, we can have a lot of Everblossoms. Ah, there it is. There it is. Just as soon as I decide, oh, I don't need to put any blah, blah, blah. Okay, well. That is more than a little irritating. Yeah, see, this one doesn't have... Oh, this is going to automatically take care of it. I don't think this... as long as this doesn't grow, I don't think this is enough contamination to warrant doing any repelling stuff. So is this going to grow? It does not seem that it is. So I'm going to just say good enough and move on. We can replant if we are truly desperate. I do not think we need to be truly desperate. So trees, trees, trees. Everybody in their trees. Let's bring this here. This is not the most efficient layout for, well, any of this, honestly. But it's going to be alright. I can't get up there. That's fine. I'm not going to plant anything directly underneath this because that's how bad things happen. And that should, for the time being, help our issues with not having enough wood. Okay. We've got that put in place. We got 19. That's only a 6-stage route. I can afford to build one of these. So yes, I know I just planted all of those trees, and this might seem kind of stupid for me to do this, but we're going to need them eventually anyway. So putting that in there is going to help things substantially. And I believe... Oh, please let this work. Toasty. That... I miss Quiznos. That... okay, that's going to work great. And then I can just build the extensions on top of that. Oh, boy. How I love it when a plan comes together. Let's, for the sake of what we're trying to do here, let's put another one of these mega platforms on this side. And then, I haven't made any cabbage, and I haven't made any green peas out of this. I've just done rice, which I think I'm probably good forever on rice. Probably good forever on lotuses. Green peas, I got 2,100, but that's because I have a big farm over there. Cabbage, I've got 2,400 because I got a bunch of stuff on the ground here. But it's not even being picked up, so this could probably be better put to use for industrial purposes. And I guess that's fine, but for now I'm just going to keep on doing trees. These water wheels, you may be thinking, why do you have these here? You don't need them. Well, they're already here and they're power transmission infrastructure, so I'm not tempted to get rid of those anytime soon. Assembly lines making robot parts. Cannot make any more robot parts because we don't have enough stuff. What about the toys? Do we have the wooden toys? I've got 679 of those. I don't have any shells coming in yet. Pencil sets. I got... Do I have pencil sets? I can't tell. Too many items on the screen. Let's just make more pencil sets anyway. Why not? I guess that's fine. I need more water storage. That is extremely apparent. Where am I going to put it? See, I could just keep stacking stuff. I could blast this out. How deep is this, actually? That is... No way. Is it actually going to let me do this? That is 3 deep. And if I just had... That's 4. I have to have 5 wide. Am I really going to be able to do this? Is this actually going to happen here? I already said I'd do it once, so... I suppose there are worse things I could be doing with my my time and space here. That's going to have to go there. That's going to have to go here. That, I don't technically have to blow it up, but it's easier if I do. Is this going to have space here for me to get over and get rid of those? I guess it will. And it's, again, just going to be easier for me to blow this one up and put in more of these pillars that I don't technically have in terms of giant logs because we're using those for things. However, I'm not cutting them up anymore, so I should, in theory, assuming these are going to be harvested pretty soon, which... Okay, a couple of them are. I might actually be able to do this. Might actually be able to do this. Look at all that. Look at all that half-fermented sake right there. That needs to be coming over here immediately to make strong alcohol. How are we doing on our brain-stimulating, boosting, whatever the two things are called? Okay, that's all right. They still don't have enough of it. Do I have storage of that over here? I do. That needs to be set to priority. And once again, brain-boosting salts have absolutely no way of getting... Oh, there's no storage from over here either. Let's go into this. Silicon metal ingots. That's a pile. Alright, well, let's give them a long, tiny warehouse for brain-boosting salts. And that can go in there. I think I'm going to pause bot assembly in whenever we get these 60 completely filled up. And we can use those resources for something else. Oh, silicon metal ingots. Silicon metal ingots. I need them to make these so much faster than they currently are. And we're going through metal. However, I've got 500 something in storage. I've got 500 metal blocks. Man. Tell you what. I guess it doesn't really matter when I do this because it's going to be wasting materials either way. But I'm inclined to let this finish. Oh, it's about to be the end of the workday, so it's not going to finish anyway. 80%, where's it going to stop? 85? 86, okay. Alright, well, because I let it go that long, I might as well let it finish. And then we come back over here to this nonsense. I already put that in place. That's, oh, I missed one. Okay, this needs to be taken out right here. Oh, come on. Seriously? Oh, man. I wasn't gonna... Alright, whatever. The time for regret is not now. Why are they not building that? I can't... Okay. They do technically have a way to get up here. This is... if I would have done this slightly differently, I could have gotten down here easier. Wait a second. You know what I can do? I can do one of these here and just put a ladder in place, because I know they can get through that. That's not going to be a problem. Okay, let me get my double here. Double there. Get this locked and loaded. I got 3 of these left right now. That is going to be a little bit annoying to get taken care of, but it's fine. I do have to wait to have another... After that one's built, another 2. Should be alright. Somebody just needs to come finish this so we can actually get something accomplished here. I had somebody ask in the Discord for a 2-hour Waterbeavers episode this week. It's not going to be 2 hours, I can promise you that, but we can maybe do something a little longer. Yeah, I'm definitely okay with not having these tiles growable in exchange for having all of these growable. This is not in range. It is in range of cutting, but not planting. Okay. I can live with this. It's alright for right now. Well, I do wish I could get more water stored in here. I don't think that's really a viable thing. Okay, they're in the process. They're almost done, actually. That's surprising. That's waiting on logs. Yep, well, that's exactly why we're doing it, because logs take forever. B for boom. Yes, sirree. Let me get that ladder in there. Guess I can just stick that way. B for boom. And let's just put these in here so we can be all ready to go. And you already know what goes on top of it. That is the giant buried tank. What a glorious and, yes, pretty dumb but still glorious idea this was. I actually kind of like it. I like it more every time I do it. Alright, now that's waiting. Doesn't have enough water. That does. That's fine. And 18,000 science. Remember, at 20,000 we can do the airships. So that is good there. The bamboo's still not enough, and I know I said something about having to get in here and get rid of it, but if this for sure is not going to have anything else going on, then I'll tell you what I can do. Is I can... How bad do I want this? How bad do I want this to be a pain in the butt? So I can do... If I want this to be the same height as here, it would be a triple here and here. Then it doubles basically this entire thing. I know, stop me if you've heard this one before. I need to get rid of all of these. What a pain. What an absolute just... Stop complaining about this and just play the game. Yeah, okay, well, you know what? That's fine. That is a fair criticism to levy against me. However, comma, it doesn't stop these from being absolute... I'm not going to say the word. Out of courtesy to those of you with children. But if they can come in here and get rid of this in any manner of expedience, then I think we're going to be in good shape. I just have to stay ahead of them. Did they build these? They did. Now I have all these other holler beavers. In theory, we've got 17 empty slots. That's fine. How's their progress on these? Slow, but working. Oh no, they're building this without the supports. That means I can't end this episode until the supports are in. Okay, tar. I don't have any tar, really? Is that because we're just using it too fast, or what's consuming the tar? What a great mod. Goods consumption. T for tar. Where are you? Where are you? One building consuming tar, and that is a handicrafter's lodge making balloons. Something tells me this is not the reason we don't have tar. Who is producing tar? Probably just a single building, if I had to guess, yes. And that needs... It's pine resin's fault. It's always pine resin's fault. Well, that's fine. Nothing else I can do about that. We'll just leave it alone. So now I've got to figure out what is going to be the fastest possible way for us to get these things out of here without me just having to time-lapse it. I don't know, so I'm going to time-lapse it. Yep, at least until the end of this bad tide so they can try and get some of these things out of here. I don't know how much they're going to be able to do in the 1.2 days, but might as well. We'll see what they can get done, and I'll get right back to you in just a moment. Alright, I have to end the time-lapse because I forgot that I need to take this floodgate down, and I also need to take this one down. But we did manage to get a bunch of this taken out. I know it's, once again, one of those things, but we will eventually, at some point, get this whole thing eradicated in a way that is hopefully not going to be a huge, incredible pain in the butt. But for now, I do need to get back to some of this other stuff. Did they finish this? They did not. Waiting on giant logs, waiting on tar. Nobody saw that coming. They finished, really? They finished that one before they finished this? Ah, dirt. Well, we should have plenty of dirt. We've got that going, and then I completely forgot to change this one over to silicon metal ingots, so I'll wait for this one to go over to 100 once again. And there we go. Probably still wasted material anyway, but who cares? We need more of those. Okay, still don't have a lot of logs. Waiting on this to become a thing that can be harvested. I need to make sure these are marked for cutting, which that's not the correct thing here. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just, who cares, just do this. Alright, that's going to get that ready for that whenever that's available. We've got 60 bots. I'm going to pause this with that being halfway done. That's fine, they can always pick it up later. And let's see. Once again, silicon metal ingots. Once again, brain-boosting salts. So, brain-boosting salts, of course, requiring the strong alcohol should be slightly better by this being a thing, but it's still not. Actually, let's think here. Okay, 2 per hour is what we're making with that. And this consumes like 2.5, and I have 2 of these set. Okay. So that's not a problem that's ever going to be solved. Should I let these guys back in here? No, I need to get that dirt back over here. And I need to check on this more, or else it's never going to get better. Did I get rid of all of the... I did. Okay, and I don't have enough room here unless I do triples, which I can do those 2 as triples, these as doubles. And then I've already got that. I don't think it's going to let me get this far out, but that's going to be fine there. They're not going to be able to reach all of this, are they? Nope. Double there. Double there. This actually... I forgot this was staggered. Okay. So there's not really a benefit to me going anywhere past there unless I can also do this, which I'm not going to worry about. Okay, so why did I do it that way? Who cares? We just need to have it done. I got to get up here so I can get rid of these, but I'm not going to be able to. But the way this is set up, I also, if I follow this pattern, can't use these anyway, so that's fine. I will just have to, for right now, create an impenetrable barrier. There we go. Then come pick these up. Get everything else taken care of. I don't have any intention of actually exploding this. I just wanted them to get rid of all this stupid brambles. And I know I still have some over here where it can't spread any further than it absolutely has to. That's fine. I just know it's never going to get any better over here. So I might as well just leave this dynamite in here and not blow it up. I know it can't jump a corner, so if I take that out, should be alright. At least for now. I can blast this. That's not going to touch anything else. Need that to go there. Need that to go there. And then I think as soon as these are in place, which looks like they are, this is just waiting on one explosive. Alright. We can let them do that, and then I believe I don't have any other stuff I can, or need to do at least. Okay, B for boom on these. That's fine. That takes care of that. Still somehow waiting on both of these. All right. Remember, let me know what you think about filling these up. I'll go with whatever seems to be the most popular option. Oh, 20,000 science! Oh, we got it, we got it, we got it, we got it. Alright, come on. Airship time. Beautiful. What in the heck can I put this on top of? How big of a... How big of a... Get out of here. Is that 3... Does it have overhang? It looks like it does, but it has to be on top of something. It looks like a 3 by 5? That is indeed a 3 by 5. Okay. What am I going to do? Do I stick it on top of storages? Like, I can put it on top of a large and then 2 mediums stacked. Seems like it might be kind of a decent thing. Is 5 the absolute side-to-side limit? No, there's overhang. So if I were to put one here, I need to have overhang. Man, I wish I could see anything with this. Is that 1 block or 2 blocks of overhang? I'm going to say 2. So if I know I can't do that, I can't do that, I'm going to have to do that if I want to go into the absolute corner. Now the balloon's in the way. Okay, God, get out of here. The UI of this game was very clearly not meant for this incredibly ridiculous mod. I can't tell what tile that has to be on. I guess that one, which means if I'm going to have another one here... see, I wish this was something I could just test without having to just build nonsense. We know that's going to be there at just... How many tiles off the end is this? Is that 3? It looks like it's 4, honestly. Okay, so if I start from there being 4, need 1, 2, 3, 4. So this... No, see now... God, my brain is not designed for this. Anyway, that's going to have to be the exclusion zone for that, and that's what I'm going to go with. If it sucks, then, well, you can yell at me. It's fine. I'm going to have to... I'm assuming just have this face front and do one of these. And just leave space on the ends. Which, wait a minute. No, 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 no. I don't have to be stupid with this. I don't have to have blank space on the bottom. I just have to have clearance on the top. So that'd be 3 there. That'd be 3 there. That's 3 there, and then 2 more. Get out of the way, balloon. So if I just plan this on being on top of these large warehouses, then I can just have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. And then this one just needs to be moved over a single... Of course I did that to myself. Now I'm going to have to count again. That gets moved over here. And then I just have to have the top of the thing over... God, what the heck? Like, I know why you did this way. Wait, where's the entrance to this? Okay, it's on that side. Oh, no. Nope, I forgot about side room. No? Does that actually... How much is this overhang? Is it 5 wide? It has to be. Has to be 5 wide. I'm losing my... I'm not going to say that word. I'm losing my mind. I don't know why this is so hard for me, but it is. That's way too big to stick underneath. I'm gonna have to have this. Because it has to go on top of a building. It's the only reason I'm doing this. I'm going to have this stacked out. It's going to end up being 8 by 8 anyway. What is the point of this? What is the point of this? I'm going to have to... have this once again. I don't know why the game is paused for this. This just helps my brain work. Sue me if you want. Jeez. It's going to have clearance here and here. But if that's the end of it, then that means if it's 5 long... Please, for the love of God, make the base the same size as the overhang. I'm begging you. Jeez. So I really only have to have a 3x5 structure underneath it, but then I can't do anything else. But I probably could have something else under that. But that needs... Well, that means that is now too far over this way, and I can't actually do anything unless that's... I'm gonna lose my mind is what's gonna happen with this. I'm gonna absolutely just go completely insane trying to figure this out. It really should not be this hard. Please hold. Alright, here's what we're doing. I'm just gonna build a row of these things, and I no longer care because I can't spend any more time on this. It's... Once again, I do not understand how this is so hard, but it just is. That's gonna fit there. It's gonna have to just... Because I don't want to build myself out of the corner if I don't have to. The only other way... You know what? You know what? Sky Exploration, I'm sorry, you gotta go. You gotta go, buddy. This is the only chance I have of doing this correctly. Is starting in the corner. And you just have to move. That's the only way it's gonna work. So now we wait for this to get to 100%, which it may stop just short because of how this is set up. Hold on. And come on, get to that 0. There we go. Goodbye. You're done. It's over. Go home. Or go literally anywhere else. Something, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Well, you're done. Alright, now, because I have that successfully counted. Am I going to have to... I am. I'm going to absolutely have to get these trees out of here. It's going to cause me some sort of thing, and I'm going to flip out and throw my computer out the window. Just get that out of here. Come on. Come on! Click! Oh, it was already done. Oh boy, that's how you know I need to be finished with this. Alright, come in here, get rid of that, and then we will all move on, hopefully. Is this finally finished? It is. B for boom. Okay, now, come on, just let me click on this. How did I manage to screw this up? I don't know how, but I did. Alright. I just need to be done with this. Alright, they got rid of that. I don't have to blast it down, I just needed those trees and not to be there. Alright, get me the warehouse out of here. I know I can't build all these, whoa, I need to not get rid of this. I need to pause this so this can be, all these things can be picked up. I forgot this was rubble from the other things. Flanks and scaffolding, why not? What's all this? Balloon trader landing pad, why is that over here? I guess that's one of those things they had yet to remove when they started building all this nonsense. Well, I guess this gives them something to do now. They have no storage space. Alright, then that means I don't care. How many landing pads do I have? I know I don't have a lot. Got 5. Okay. Probably need to have that. Okay, no storage space. That means I no longer care. Yeah, see, these just have to get picked up. Those have to get picked up. Or, what I can do is I can preemptively force these to go somewhere else. And now I don't have to care about it anymore. Now I just need them to be able to build all this, and I don't have enough logs for that to be a thing, so instead I will focus on this, this, and this, so I can then put my airship on the top. We can finally get this out of the middle of my screen. I can finally get this put in place. Okay, so it is 2 on the front, and then here, there. Okay, I'm glad I'm not completely insane. Thank you for that. Now I just have to have a ladder up to the top, which I can't line up here. I'm going to block the stairway. I'm going to say this is fine. Just do one of these numbers here. Just get this connected all the way across. Alright, so, airship, if I have on Grand Tour mode, then that is going to bring in a bunch of stuff. So I need storage for Actually, I just make every single one of these things a storage for... I can't do frozen human meat, obviously, but... So we've got pineapples that the entire world calls something else. And I already forgot what the other thing is. Coconuts. What's the next one? Frozen human meat, probably can't put that in here because that has to be refrigerated. So instead, now I already forgot what the other one was. Boy, I sure wish I didn't have short-term memory loss. Yes, those can go there. And seashells can go here. And then the only fuel it requires is methane, which means I need to have somewhere over here a methane tank. And if we're no longer needing... Oh, so this is a scouting balloon. Good, we need those. If we don't... Alright, how many scouting balloons did I put in? Sheesh. Okay, folktales giving me sunflower seeds. Hopefully I'm not going to need those for the rest of time. See, I just don't remember what I'm doing with any of this. Do I have a methane tank in this district at all? I mean, hydrogen. I do not. Where is the least stupid place I can put that? Probably right here? I'm guessing. So yeah, there you go. That's going to have to go there. Hydrogen is brought out right here. We have a district crossing. It's going to be stupid, but it's fine. Okay. I'm going to have storage for... I already have solar cells. Okay, do I have storage for gears? Can't tell. So probably should just build storage for gears. I'm certain I have storage for all this stuff. I have to. Like, there's no way I don't have storage for this. Famous last words. So... Oh wait, I can just click on this. No, I do not have gear storage. Alright, well... You know what that means? It means I'm putting a tiny little gear storage right here. Ah, boy. And you know what this means, folks. It means that, once again, it is time for a time lapse, in which we will lapse time. If you had no idea what those were before, then God help you. But we're going to get this airship built. I don't care if I have to just leave my computer for 5 hours while it happens. But we're going to get this done, and we're going to start importing all this stuff, and then hopefully our trade bottlenecks are going to be taken care of for most of these things, and we can mercifully move on and get one step closer to being finished here. And look at this, we got 3,400 science as of this part of me recording this. I don't know if the time-lapse is going to show more or not, but that's essentially in the last 10 minutes, we've gotten 3,500 science, so something's working. That's a good sign, but... Next thing you're going to hear from me is how glorious the airships are. I'm certain of that. Don't know how long it's going to be for me, but for you it's going to be about another 2 seconds. Alright, I'm tired of waiting for this, so I got to figure something out. It won't get the pilot's license in, and I think we kind of ran into something similar several episodes, maybe a couple dozen episodes ago, and it's probably got something to do with the district. But I've gotten it enabled to come in. I've got storage here. I've got storage in this district. It just seems to be one of those things that is determined to make me just get super angry. So I'm not going to let it. And somehow, despite having 2 high-temperature foundries making silicon metal ingots, we still don't have any. I don't know how that works. I really don't. But we do have some sort of science very slowly being made. We have 13,000 after all that time lapsing. Still waiting on brain-boosting salts. And this is still waiting on silicon metal ingots to make processors. I mean, we have 32 of them. And the storage is basically full, except for this. But I don't really know what else I can make that makes sense, minus another pilot's license, which we will need eventually. But it's another one of those things. I gotta have 300 sky exploration things. So we might as well just turn one of these over. This one's making science decently okay. It's just really slow. So, yeah, I don't know if this is one of those things where I just have to reload the game and then it'll magically work. I think that's what solved the problem before. But I also wanted to make sure that this was set for water, and this is all popped in place. We've got this operating. because I time-lapsed for quite some time. And before I go in reloading stuff and moving on to the next task, I do want to make sure I have a couple of things covered. Just bring that up there. Make sure we have a pathway on the correct one. And yeah, so the next thing that we want to put in here, we've got 3 of these Everblossom farms. Honestly, we could probably use another one. I know that sounds kind of nuts, but there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of wood that we really need to do something with. And I think because of the way that these stack up, I may have to put the Everblossom farm on this one and then put the next mega platform on top of that. It's hard to get these to line up right, and I know I can't when I put the other one on the other side. I know it has to be at least this tall. So for that reason, I'm gonna need to actually maybe think about this a little more. Yeah, because if I put this mega platform here and I put a shorter farm on this side, then they're gonna be at the same height, and that's not gonna work. So I may actually have to put it on this side. But if I do that, then I can't actually get over here to put these other things on, and I'm gonna have to put in more of these staircase things. Yeah, see, this is what's gonna get really annoying, is putting all of these corner pieces in. So we might as well just do that now so we don't have to worry about it. Probably the cheapest way to do this is going to be to just put these tall platforms in place and put a single something to get up to it. So, world's least scientific approach to accomplishing any task. Usually the quickest one anyway. So that's got to be... What have I been doing? The 5x on this? Yeah. So if I put that there, that there, that there, that there, then these two on this side can be done as soon as I put in the, what do you call it? Over here. I just have to have these things allowed for ahead of time. Because if I don't, then bad things are going to happen. And we don't magically have another airship, or an airship at all. Even though we have the pilot's license, it's all the way down here. So I'm gonna, I think, have to reload the game. I mean, it's in this. We know we have it. And just in case you didn't catch that blipping by on the time-lapse, this is currently saying it's import enabled, even if I don't have it set to import always. If I toggle that and that somehow allows it to work, then that saves me having to reload. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't think that's a viable strategy. Well, I will allow this to just be what it's got to be. I probably need to put in this just so they can actually get onto it. Then I have to be very careful taking these paths away, or else, you know, bad things are going to happen. There's only so much you can do, right? Only so much. Yeah, it still says can't get required materials. You probably also saw during this time-lapse that I put in more, and by more I mean the maximum allowable quantity of bamboo that I could get into this space. And it unfortunately did not allow me to put that single one in there. But even after all that, we probably still don't have enough bamboo. And we probably will never have enough bamboo. That's just the way it's going to be. What is this set to making? That is making pencil sets. I don't think we're going to need that many right now. We have 254 robot... Am I making robot parts over here too? I probably am. It's making tools. It's making those. That's not that. I don't have anything else over here. Alright, I guess it's fine. We do have plenty of wood over here, which is nice, but still going to need more. Okay, so this is all in, which means I can safely, very carefully, and I mean very carefully, get rid of these. Get rid of that, and then I'm not going to use the delete tool anymore for this, because I know that is a shortcut that only leads to frustration and rage quitting. And at this point, I'm not going to do that. So, path gone, path gone. I don't think there's anything else here. So, I will go ahead and pop in this thing right there. I put these in the back so we couldn't get anything stuck down in the bottom. Now that's just down there. That's fine. And that, at some point, is going to get all of its stuff in. Last check, still says can't get required materials. So, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to save the game, reload it, and hope nothing horrible happens. I will see you in just a moment. Alright, we've reloaded. I don't think anything is broken. And now this no longer says unable to get materials, so I can only hope that we're going to be able to get our pilot's license in place. Let's get this on triple speed. Well, now all the balloons take off at the same time. Magnificent. And then we also have this still in the process of being constructed. That's not a surprise. I'm just super impatient about this airship getting done. Ah, yes. There it is. Can't get required materials. Pardon me while I throw this computer out the window. I don't know what to do, man. I've got this set here. I've got it set to force import. We know it exists. It just, for some reason, does not feel like bringing it in. So that is a massive disappointment. I've been recording almost 3 hours. I'm losing my mind. I have other things I've got to do. So I, unfortunately, am going to have to... Why does this not have power? This definitely should be connected to power. You're telling me this entire time I've had this building sitting here and it hasn't been connected to power? And I've been having these beavers work here without... Oh, no. That's... No. We're not playing that game. We're not doing that today. We can't do that today. Goodbye. I say as I can't click it. Goodbye. Alright, well now I have something else I can put here, I guess. Is this out of... Don't tell me I'm out of drill bits already. Man, they went that fast? Oh, that's annoying. Alright, well. Drill bit time. Just, for the love of God, give me my pilot's license. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. I truly don't know how to handle this anymore. Outside of just making it so that this scroll display or another one in this district forces itself to go into the other district. I mean, honestly, at this point... Oh, this one is paused. We weren't using it anyway. Okay, goodbye. Okay, well that gives me one last idea before I just rage quit. Even though I just said I wasn't going to rage quit. Pilot's license set to obtain. If I set this to supply, then I can stick this here. And then I can very carefully connect this to the other district so that they have it in that district and we can just have that done. I know this is not something that is the fault of anyone who made mods for this or anything. It's just the game's behavior with the districts is abominable and always has been. It's just the way it goes. So, if they can actually transfer this over, then I think we're going to be in business. Just don't know why this is always a problem. Okay, now that says 0. That says 0. That's gears. That says 0. And this also says 0. So where's my pilot's license? It's not in here. It's not in here. And I know this exists. Oh, it just disappeared. Now is it over here? No. But it doesn't say no, building. No available thing. Why is that what worked? Why in the world is that what worked? I don't know, man. I'm tired. What kind of masochist does this for 64 episodes? Well, the airship is ready to go. Now I just have to have hydrogen. And once it has 50, which it just got, it can do its thing. 1 day, 6 hours. We're 5% of the way through. Cool. That's all the patience I got, folks. So, we built an airship. I don't have another pilot's license. They're in the process of gathering materials for it. It's going to be a while. But we did it. And I got 14,000 science. As a reminder, I need to have 35 for the abyssal nuclear reactor. This has to be built on top of it so that it can function and we get clean water out of it, which is going to be an issue. Although, honestly, if this is the outflow, we may be able to use that to fill one of these. Maybe that's how we get that one done, huh? So, yeah, you know, think about that. If that's something that's going to be a worthwhile pursuit, we could just have that come through here. Fill some stuff up, and then maybe that's going to be... Oh, the airship went away. There it goes. Bye-bye. See you later. Does it just chill there? I think it does. Oh, that's fine. It works. And, yeah, it's... I gotta end this episode so I can, you know, accomplish literally anything else. But, I'm glad you guys stick with the series. I know I say it all the time, but it is not possible to do it without your support. And, without the people like the Beard Boosters, I probably would not even be able to make videos anymore. So, thank you to those folks, and thank you to you even if you're not on that list. Just you being here is also an enormous help. So, whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon for more beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.